The Hydroblu VersaFlow water filter might be the most versatile water filter on the market today. It can do many things, you can use it in many ways. Now this video is a how-to video to use the VersaFlow as a gravity-fed family water filter for emergency preparedness, or even if you go camping and you want to make sure that your family has safe water to drink. Now all of this for under $25. This is super easy to do and you only need minimal supplies. So first, you're going to need a bucket to be able to hold the dirty water. You're going to need a 5/8 drill bit. Those are the only things that you need outside of the VersaFlow kit. So what comes with the kit is the VersaFlow water filter. You get a hose, you get the bucket adapter, and then you also get the hose clip. Now again, like I said, this is super easy to do. This will ensure that your family has a lot of safe water to drink. So let's go ahead and get started on this how-to video. All right, so we're ready to go. We have all our supplies here, and this will be super easy, you'll see. Now excuse me for not being in the picture fully. I want the camera to be as close up for you as possible. So I'm going to drill a hole with my 5/8 bit in my drill, and I'm going to go up a little bit higher than most people might. And the reason being is that when you put dirty water into this bucket, if there's any nasties, I want it to fall below the spigot, right? So I want it to fall below this, and that way it doesn't run through the VersaFlow water filter. That way it stays in the bucket, and then I can go ahead and clean that out a little bit more easily. So that's one reason why I'm doing that. The other thing to remember is the more that you can pre-filter, the better or the longer your water filter will last. And so that's another thing to consider. But let's go ahead and drill our hole. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to go up a little bit, like I said, a little bit higher than most people might go. So here we go. All right. So have little plastics and stuff. Want to make sure I clean it all up. And definitely we'll have to clean it up on the inside before you start putting water in there. All right, so let's go ahead and add our bucket adapter. Gonna make sure that the gasket stays on the outside. Push that through and secure it on the other side. I do want to point out that there is another screen on this, so it's not just straight open. So that's another way that it can pre-filter for you. Okay, it's nice and tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the hose through the clip. And so on this one, you might need to spread this out just a little bit to be able to get the hose in there easily. All right. And then you want to go ahead and make sure that you lock it down before you actually start filtering water, because if not, then it will go ahead and just release water everywhere. Nice little snug fit for you. And then from here on out, all you got to do is you got to connect the water filter. And so it's going to go in, the gray is going to go into the gray because it's gray water, or water that needs to be filtered. And there's a snug connection right there. And then your clean water is going to come out from right here. All right, so let me go ahead and clean out the bucket from the plastic that was drilled, and let me add some water to it, and then we'll go ahead and see how this works. All right, so I'm ready to go. You can see that my water line is about right here, so I didn't even fill it up all the way. I do have a lid on here. Now you don't want to create an airtight lid because you need water, you need the pressure to go ahead and send it down there. So if you were to put this on there and just sit it on there, I mean, that would be good. You don't want nasty things flowing, like mosquitoes, flies, whatever, you know, bugs. You don't want that in there. You might want a gamma lid. You can buy the gamma lid at Home Depot or Amazon as well, and that way you can just kind of screw it off, you know, when it needs a you know, some air, and tighten it back up if you were just worried about things flying into it. So I have it working really well. One of the other things that you want to do is you want to run some water through this, or just know that it's going to take just a little bit. It's going to take maybe about 30 seconds to get water pushed through it, because it is gravity fed. Now, one of the things to remember is that if I have it just like this, and so I'm going to grab this. This is the Hydroblu Clear Flow, and so the Hydroblu VersaFlow will filter out all the bacteria, all that kind of stuff, but it will not clear it up. So if it's a little dirty, dirty water, it will not clear up the color of the water. So if that freaks you out, just know that. And it doesn't take care of it doesn't take care of lead and metals and things like that. The Clear Flow will do that. It will, or the taste. It will deal with the taste, and it does clear up some of the metals in there as well. But just for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to pop off the lid here, and I'm going to go ahead and unclip it, and you'll notice that it will not flow. It's dripping a little bit, but the reason it's not flowing is because of this line right here. It's not all the way straight, and just it's not working when you talk about gravity. But I do have a big bucket down below, so I'm going to go ahead and clip that off again, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it straight down, and so you're going to be able to hear the water flow there. Let me see if I can get you a picture of that. So you got that working, flowing really, really well. That's a great flow. And so one of the things that you're going to want to do, let me bring it back up here. One of the things that you're going to want to do is to make sure, I'm going to clip this off. One of the things you're going to want to do is to have this higher up. The higher that you can have it, the easier. And then also you can always adjust this hose. You can always cut the hose down to where it's not as long. And so that's something you can do. But you can see, guys, that was so easy to do. I did that in just a minute, and it would take longer to actually fill up the bucket than it did to actually put it all together and get it to start working. So man, just there you go. It is that easy. All right, so like I said, this was super easy to make. It's super easy to make a gravity-fed water filter for your family for emergency preparedness, all for under $25. It blows me away. All right, so let me just talk to you a little bit about the water filter. If you haven't seen my other video, I'm going to encourage you to go see that. I'm going to link to it so that you can click on over there. But the VersaFlow, or Hydroblu, says that the VersaFlow will filter 100,000 gallons. So I want to talk a little bit about that and keep that in perspective. But I don't want to even use 100,000 gallons. I want to drop it down to 10,000 gallons. So let's say that this VersaFlow will filter 10,000 gallons, and you have a family of 4, and you are in an emergency situation, right? Okay, so everyone says that you need the minimum 1 gallon of water for each family member per day. So you have 4 family members, you need 4 gallons per day. All right, you have 10,000 gallons worth of water filtration right here. When you divide that up, right, that 1 gallon would be for for water to drink so you don't get dehydrated, for cooking and like brushing your teeth, right? So when you divide all this out, this little VersaFlow, the VersaFlow water filter will give you up to 6.8 years. That's 10,000 gallons divided by 4 divided by 365 will give you 6.8 years of water filtration. Now, if you keep it up, if you keep up the maintenance, if you back flush it, man, then it will last you even longer than that. So the thing I like about the VersaFlow, it has this little window, so you get to see the inner workings and you get to see how clogged up it is. But if you were just to filter it through every so often, every time maybe you went through a 5-gallon bucket or you did it twice, then it will last you a long time. And backwashing it and doing the maintenance on it is as simple as this. So I want to show that to you. So I have a bucket here, have something to catch the water. The Hydroblu has threaded ends. Again, go check out that the video that I did before that I have linked for you. And it will connect to any soda bottle, right? So this is a 1 liter soda bottle, and it will connect to a 20 ounce or a 2 liter. And so I am connecting it to backwash it, to do the maintenance on it, to clear it out. I am going to, actually, I'm going to do it the other way. I am going to, how about that? So you got the blue, and that is where the clean water comes out, and you have the gray, that is where the dirty water goes in, and so it comes out this way. So when you backwash it, you want to go the opposite way. How about that? That would have been funny on YouTube there. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to back flush it. I'm going to send water back through to clear it out, and it's as simple as this. Notice that it's not leaking anywhere. You're pushing out the water. Now, if it was really dirty, you would see, maybe some dirt coming through and things like that. But for the most part, it's a clean water filter, and I'm using this as an example, or just demonstrating this for you. So it's as simple as that. All right. So man, like I said, this is so easy to do. You will ensure for $25, under $25, you will ensure that you have a lot of water filter or a lot of water for your family. And so I would suggest that you do that. It just makes sense to be able to have something like this. All right. So what I want to say is I created a PDF. So if you would like a PDF version of this tutorial to kind of walk through, you can do that. I'm going to link to it in the video description below. But think about it. You can buy a bucket at Home Depot for $2.99. You can get the water filter and just print off that tutorial and give it to a family member and just say, hey, put this in your closet somewhere, and if you ever need water filtration for whatever reason, you can use this, and it's so easy to do. You can even drill out the hole for them so that they have it ready, and all they got to do is put it together. You saw how easy that is. And so I've made it pretty simple just to make sure that your family members, your loved ones, your friends can have easy water filtration. So just print out that PDF and send it along with them. Now I have worked with Hydroblu, and I have a coupon code for you. It's down in the description below, where you can get 20% off of the Hydroblu VersaFlow kit. And that is great. So like I said, under $25, you can get all this set up. That includes the bucket and the lid. And so that is a great deal to make sure that you have water filtration for you and your families. Guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment for me. I'd love to answer your questions and help you out in your preparedness. Thank you so much. God bless.